Psalm 61. To the chief musician, on a stringed instrument, a psalm of David. Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry to you, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been a shelter for me, a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in your tabernacle forever. I will trust in the shelter of your wings. Selah. For you, O God, have heard my vows. You have given me the heritage of those who fear your name. You will prolong the king's life, his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth which may preserve him. So I will sing praise to your name forever, that I may daily perform my vows.
Psalm 61. Lead me to the rock. David felt far from home and far from God. When David felt distant from the Lord, he took some very practical steps to correct that perception. First, he called out, knowing that God would hear and respond. Then he reminded himself of who God really was. Every image of God that David called to mind is a picture of protection and strength. God is a rock. A secure, high place, safe from attack. God is a strong tower. A place of refuge from his enemies. God provides a tabernacle. A sanctuary, the safety of home. God covers us in the shelter of his wings. He guards his own while they rest. David confessed that his heart is overwhelmed, verse 2. The word overwhelmed means to be drowned by his circumstances. He couldn't cope. He was ready to collapse under life's pressure. We ask God to be our refuge and sanctuary. We ask him to provide the rest and relief we need. That doesn't mean we can keep piling on the stress and expect God to make it evaporate. We are to use wisdom in how we live. But when you feel ready to faint, ready to bail, and swamped by the circumstances around you, relief can be found under the shelter of God's wings. Psalm 61 is also a prayer for protection. David's descendants ruled over all Israel and then the southern kingdom of Judah for well over 300 years. In 587 BC, the armies of Babylon destroyed Judah. After that disaster, the hopes of God's people were refocused on a new king, the promised Messiah. Jesus is the true king. David and his descendants lived, reigned, and died. David's greatest descendant lives and reigns forever. Gerald Wilson. The psalmist is in need of refuge and protection. In this verse 2, that refuge is envisioned as a remote rocky crag in the wilderness. The psalmist desires to be whisked away by God to a protective crag that is beyond his own reach, higher than I. One can almost see the psalmist, hotly pursued by foes, frantically reaching upward along the rock and seeking the downstretched hand of God to pull him to safety.